everything right, it was you and me.
Hello everyone, my name is Nayeema and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to it if you are new. And today we have such an exciting video, and that is Swoony romance recs for Valentine's Day. I did this video last year, you guys really enjoyed it, so I decided to bring it back again today for this Valentine's Day season. Give me all the Swoony romances, give me all the sweet romances. My taste has changed a bit. That's what today's video is. If you love February and you love all things sweet and cute and pure, today's video is for you. Except there are a few recs in here that are like, girl, really? That's Swoony? To me, they are, okay? I can never fully give up my dark romance heart. Just stay tuned for all the recs. But before we get into the video, I would like to say a quick thank you to Luisa Jewelry for sponsoring today's video. Well, it's the 20th year spending Valentine's Day alone, and honestly, when I was in high school, every single Valentine's Day I would throw just like the biggest pity party for myself. I would just feel sorry for myself and play like sad love songs and just really get into my feels. That all changed when I went away to school. I remember my first year at school, I made some really good friends and they asked me, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? And I was like, nothing. What are you doing? Because hello, I didn't have a boyfriend. They weren't in relationships either. I was like, okay. And they were like, well, that's changing. We're going out. Ever since then, I have just loved Valentine's Day. Like, I love love already. As you guys know, this is a romance book channel. I love love, but I never really thought that there was any other way to give and receive love if you weren't in a relationship. I never really expanded on that and thought outside of the norm. Honestly, having really good girlfriends to go out with and just feel your best around, your most confident self, is something that just really has changed my life. I should feel the best I've ever felt on Valentine's Day, and I really want you guys to feel the best that you can on Valentine's Day, whether you're celebrating with your friends, your partner, or just yourself. Confidence isn't something that should just fly out the window whenever February hits. That is why I love Luisa Jewelry so much, because honestly, they make me feel so confident. I'm currently wearing one of the necklaces that I have received previously from them, and I have some new pieces to share with you guys today. Currently getting ready to go to a little Valentine's Day dinner with some of my friends. Before that, I am filming this video. I wanted to show you guys the process of getting ready and hyping myself up. I just received some new pieces from Luisa Jewelry and I'm so excited to show you. So first off, we have these Natasha earrings. These are gorgeous, stunning gold hoops with little knots on the sides of them. I am a sucker for gold hoops, and these just, honestly, I'm so excited to add them to my collection. Luisa has made millions of people just feel the best that they possibly can, me included. I am obsessed with them. They offer high quality jewelry while also being very affordable. Next up, I got this aura bracelet and I am in love. I love the look of like watches. I think they're so pretty. It's just like, looks like the band of the watch, which honestly just feels so professional and so sleek. I cannot wait to wear this, a new staple in my jewelry collection. Their designs are affordable, starting off at $39. This is it on. How cute is this? Another thing that I love about Luisa is the fact that they are 100% carbon neutral from the packaging down to the actual product. This is the Rowena bracelet. I have never seen a bracelet like this or like this. Just love having these unique staples in my jewelry collection. I honestly just feel so empowered whenever I wear their stuff. How cute are these two bracelets paired together? I'm obsessed. These two necklaces are both from Luisa and I wear them all the time. The quality honestly is amazing. I've had some of these pieces for over a year now. Luisa is just my favorite go-to for products that last. I just spent a huge bag getting my friends some Luisa jewelry, and you can too, because right now Luisa is doing their buy one get one 50% off sale for Valentine's Day. Maybe a little nudge to your partner like, hey, Valentine's Day is around the corner, Luisa Jewelry. In the US, they offer free shipping and free return, and they also offer international shipping. Now that we are all ready to film and then go hang out with some friends, let's get right into Swoony romance recommendations for Valentine's Day. Okay, the first book that I'm gonna recommend is a book that I just finished and I just loved so much, and I know you guys will too. Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. This is Tessa Bailey's newest release. It just came out in February. This book follows Hallie, and she is a gardener. She takes care of people's property, makes it look really nice and pretty with flowers. She's just a really sunshiny character, doing this ever since she was younger. Her grandmother had her landscape business. She would always come along and help. The landscape business is her own. So Hallie has kissed approximately 2 people in her life, which I was like, girl, this book was written for me. Back when she was in high school, she had the biggest crush on our hero, Julian. Back when they were in high school, she was a freshman and I believe he was a senior, and one night at a party, they almost kissed before he cut it off and was like, you're way too young for me. Ever since then, Hallie has been pining over Julian from afar. He went away to college, he went away to school, he went about living his life, and ever since she was younger, she just constantly thinks about Julian. Julian is now taking a break from his teaching career and he decided to come back home to their small town to write a novel. Hallie gets hired to do his landscaping by his mother, and these two are back into each other's life, except Julian doesn't exactly remember Hallie. When I tell you I loved Julian so much, there's just nothing will ever be a grumpy sunshine in my book. He is a very grumpy, stuck-up professor. He likes order and organization. He sets times for himself, goals for himself, so he's like, if I write for 30 minutes straight, then I can reward myself with a drink at the end of the night. Like, he is that type of like buttoned up guy. And Hallie's the exact opposite. After the first day that she comes and works for him, he cannot get her off of his mind. She's just so different from him and she's so interesting and intriguing, and he just wants to get to know her and everything about her. And once they met once, like I said, he just can't get her off her mind. He's writing, he's thinking about Hallie, he's doing this and he's thinking about Hallie. It was just so cute. He was so obsessed with her. There is also a little bit of like secret admirer letters in here started by Hallie, and I was just so obsessed with them as a couple. This book was so swoony. He said so many swoony things. I was like, if somebody said this to me, I think I would just die dead. Tessa Bailey, honestly, just such an amazing ability to make me swoon no matter the circumstance. If he's being an asshole, I swoon. Like a Brendan, I swoon. If he's a reformed playboy like Fox, I swoon. Like, just every single character I swoon for. And you guys know It Happened One Summer is one of my favorite books of all time, and honestly, this is like creeping its way. Now I go back and forth a lot. I really, really loved Secretly Yours. The next book that I'm gonna recommend, you guys are probably gonna be like, girl, what are you talking about? That is Haunting Adeline by H.C. Carlton. Now listen to me. Before you get going, this book is swoony to me. It really is. Okay, sometimes the demons creep in and I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to like swoony hero who is a stalker and obsessed and like kills the people who touch her. Like, I don't know, that's swoony to me. We have our hero Zaid, and he is a stalker. He stalks our heroine. Like, no shame about it, he just stalks her. And then we have our heroine Adeline. She is a author. Her grandmother recently passed away, and in her will she decided to leave her house to Adeline. Adeline has been obsessed with this house ever since she was little. She would love to go there and just spend all of her time, like a really pretty gothic beautiful mansion, and she just loves it. So she's like, hell yeah, I am moving in to this house. When she moves in, she discovers a diary that her great grandmother left, and in the diary she talks about having a stalker. Now history is kind of repeating itself because Adeline believes she has a stalker. Things are moving around in the house, roses being left, she starts getting notes from someone, just super creepy stuff, and she is like, what is going on here? That stalker happens to be Zaid. He saw Adeline at a book signing, and after that he's been obsessed with her, and I don't know why that is so swoony to me. At some point Adeline's like, okay, you know what, if I'm gonna have a stalker and he's gonna be creepy, I'm gonna do what I want and make him mad. So she'll like bring guys over to the house. Next thing you know, you have no idea where that guy went. I think he texted her and he was like, if you let him touch you, his hands are gone. Next thing you know, his hands are in her mailbox. Such psycho behavior that I just love so much, and that's swoony to me. I don't know, like it's a little fun time. Okay, she discovers that he is her stalker. I don't know, it just really progresses into a beautiful, beautiful toxic relationship, which is fun. I just love them so much. I think Zaid is so swoony. I think he is so cute. There's a drawing, if I can find it, I'll insert it here. Like, he is so, I'm in love with him, and that's all I can really say to it. Give it a shot. I will say this is a duet, in Hunting Adeline, which is the second book, is a lot darker than Haunting Adeline. Also, this one is a dark romance, so look into the triggers before you go into it. But just know that if you like this stuff, then it will probably be Swoony to you. If you don't and you like the really wholesome romances, then it probably won't be that Swoony for you. But at the end of the day, it is a very fun time and I would highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure Haunting Adeline made my favorites list of 2021 when I first read it. Darker Swoony romances. The next book that I'm going to recommend is A Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I recently read this in January. This book is so cute and so Swoony. This hero, most pure soul in the world. I was in love with him. I honestly felt very angry a lot of the times on his behalf because I was like, do not do this sweet boy like that. Like, don't do that. Let's get into it. Follows our heroine and hero. Our hero is from a small town and then our heroine is from a big city. In the city, she's kind of a bit of a celebrity there. She is dating this really well-powered man in the hospital world. They're famous. And then she comes from a very famous line of doctors. So she's top shit. She's driving home coming from a funeral, and on her way she goes through this small town and there her car breaks down. Our hero is there and he helps her and brings her back to the small town. They hang out, they get dinner, and she decides to go home with him. She wasn't expecting to do like a one-night stand, but she does. She is honestly flipping her shit over it because a one-night stand is something that she has never done. Also, she just got out of this very toxic relationship and she was like, I deserve this. I'm gonna have fun with a really nice guy and just live my life. This guy is so sweet. He's the mayor of the small town. He also owns like a bed and breakfast. He has a farm. Like, he is just so cute and adorable. He just wants our heroine to be happy no matter what. Like, he will plan these dates. He will just go above and beyond for her, and I loved reading about it so much. I will say, when we were getting down to like the steamy bits of it all, I was like ready. I was flipping through those pages, and then it was fade to black. So be aware of that. After I got off the initial shock and being pissed off that this scene had so much build up for it to be fade to black, I decided to keep going and I really, really enjoyed it. And I would just highly recommend it. There were many times where she would try to hide him and like not let her close friends know because they would judge her. And then also, like I said, her family is very powerful, and so she didn't want him to be in the crossfire. Just so many things that I was so aggravated about, and this book honestly had a lot of angst. The last two books that I'm going to recommend are pretty popular, and honestly, if you haven't read them, what are you doing with your life? The first one is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. So the last book just came out. I think it's called Final Offer. I started reading it and honestly I just couldn't really get into it, but the first two books in this series are magnificent. Specifically the fine print for today's video, Rowan Kane, and he is a big grump. He has gone through a lot in his life, is also uber rich, so I'm like, suck it up. Just kidding, obviously. His family owns this billion-dollar company. There's this like make-believe Disney World called Dreamland. Dreamland is very popular, it's very successful, and it all belongs to Rowan's grandfather. So when his grandfather died, he decided to put in his will, Rowan and his two brothers have to complete these certain tasks in order to get their shares of the company and become even richer, of course. So Rowan's task is to work at Dreamland for a certain amount of time, and he has to improve upon the ride, come up with new ideas, and just really get involved. And he hates Dreamland. He used to go all the time when he was younger, but ever since his mom passed away, it's just something that he doesn't like doing. He doesn't like seeing the joy and the happiness in the kids. It's just not really what he would call a good time. Obviously, because he wants his shares, he decides to do it, and there he meets Zara. Zara is the exact opposite of Rowan. She loves Dreamland. She loves love and rides and kids and joy. One drunken night, Zara decides to send a proposal in criticizing the ride's biggest ride, expecting to get fired. As much as she loves Dreamland, she's not blind to the state of some of the rides, how some of them aren't accessible, and she decided to do something about it. Expecting to get fired, she doesn't. She actually gets promoted, and she is now on like the creative team. So she's coming up with rides, coming up with different attractions, and she's also working directly underneath Rowan. Rowan is very intrigued by Zara. He's never seen somebody more happy in his life. This also kind of has the little bit of you got mail trope. Zara and Rowan don't really vibe as themselves. Like, she doesn't like him. She thinks he's an asshole. He really just wants to get close to her, but he doesn't know why he wants to get close to her, and he doesn't realize that he wants to get close to her. He starts doing these little things for her, and also they start exchanging letters. Rowan pretends to be somebody from like an IT team. He and Zara become really close, except Zara doesn't know that she is in fact talking to Rowan. It is just such a swoony romance. The fact that you could honestly argue either way with this, but he would do things for her, like under the guise of being this other person from IT. So swoony. After they got past the initial stuff, he would just do things for her all the time. He took her to New York, I believe, to attend this romance book convention, like just such sweet stuff. Planned a whole date, got extravagant hotel room. It was just so swoony and so cute. I honestly cried at the end because I was like, in my review, I was like, check up on your friends after they read this. I don't know, maybe I was just going through it at the time, but that book made me cry. It was so sweet. And the last book I'm going to recommend is, like I said, another very popular book, but for good reason. I would highly recommend it, and that is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a small town romance with a cowboy hero, and he is in a little bit of hot water. His name is Rhett. Basically, he is a professional bull rider. He has tons of sponsors. He has tons of fans. He is getting brutalized in the press after a video goes viral of him saying he hates milk. You would think, okay, he doesn't like milk, who cares? But because he lives in this like small rancher town in Canada, a lot of the people who work and are ranchers and are farmers, they feel like he is shitting on all their businesses and their livelihood and how they make money. So it does not do really well in the press. Because of this, his PR team, or his team in general, is like, you need to be put on like lockdown. Like, you shouldn't be doing anything. You shouldn't be saying anything because your sponsors are pulling out. And if you keep losing all these sponsors, we're gonna have big issues. His PR manager's daughter just started working at the company, and he decides her first job is going to be keeping Rhett in check. Rhett now has a babysitter. As you can imagine, Rhett does not like this. He's like, I am a grown man. I do not need somebody keeping watch over me. Ultimately, he decides that he's gonna just have to do it. I just think that this book is so swoony because no matter how much he hated Summer, who was our heroine, Rhett was still just like a gentleman, like so kind to her and just such a gentleman. He did the sidewalk rule that I love, like, you know, when you're walking on the street and then you go to the guy goes to the side of the car so she doesn't get hurt. Like, I just love this little things like that made this book so swoony to me. There's the cowboy hat rule, and I was like, listen, like I've mentioned before, I never thought I would be into cowboys. I never thought cowboys would be my thing, but maybe it's the fact that they take place in Canada and that's like what's keeping my mind at ease. I don't know, it was just so swoony and so cute and just so pure. I loved it so much. There was so much tension between these two because after they got past the initial hate, and even during the hate, there was still so much chemistry there and so much attraction between them. When it explodes, let me tell you, it explodes, and it is magnificent. And that is the last book that I'm going to recommend for Swoony Romance Recs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a big like and a comment down below, and also subscribe so you never miss another upload from me. And also do not forget to check out Ana Luisa's Valentine's Day sale. It's buy one, get one 50% off, all in the description down below. Buy something for yourself, buy something for your friends, get your partner to get something for you, just do it all. Like I told you guys, I just spent so much money on my friends during this sale. Be kind to yourself, do something sweet for yourself and your loved ones. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you very shortly with a new video. Bye!
If I got one thing right, it was you